Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. I am Halicia, but I go by Lee. If you guys are new here, I typically do videos on natural hair, travel, fashion, lifestyle, and beauty. I feel a little weird right now because I am nailless, but I'm growing my nails back out, so I really just wanted to give them like an overall break. But this is awkward to me, and I talk with my hands, and I don't know, I feel naked. But anyways, let's chat spring and summer brands that you might need to know about or that you might need to have on your radar. Or these are the brands that you should be checking in on specifically for spring and summer. And so what I mean by that is when you think about a brand, I always think about kind of like what season does that brand thrive in? What season does that brand really just come alive in? So I feel like a really popular example, a brand that does this very well is like Chanel. When you think about Chanel, you think about tweed, padded leather, gold. Especially like hardware. You think heavy, chunky. And so to me, all of the staples of Chanel, all of the popular branding, or all of the things that people typically associate with Chanel are associated with colder months or colder seasons. So I think of Chanel as more of like a winter brand. Everything about it to me just gives winter. Okay, and these are kind of like my type brands. These are the brands that I like to keep on my radar. I like to check in, especially if I want to add something new to my wardrobe for that season. These are like the go-to brands. Like, they do it right, and they do it right for this season every year, you know. Okay, so coming in at number one, I bet you it's no surprise, it's gonna be Jacquemus. And I figured out that that is actually the way that you say it. When we went to Paris, we went to the flagship store, and that is the way that you say it. It's Jacquemus. Now when you think about Jacquemus, okay, you think, I feel like raffia or like some type of straw color pink, and like any type of nude, like your tans, your off-whites, your light yellows, all of those, your ecru's. You think about that. To me, Jacquemus screams, literally screams spring summer. Everything about their brand, although of course all of these brands that I'm speaking about, they put out clothes or products year round, but Jacquemus specifically. Now I have a couple of newer in pieces from Jacquemus. I also just wanted to kind of go through like a couple of pieces on the website that are current right now, and maybe some pieces that are even on sale, because for me personally, I like to purchase especially Jacquemus on sale. 9 times out of 10, I don't have to have something when it's brand new. I like to kind of like sit on it, figure out whether I really like it, figure out whether it really works well in my wardrobe, and then hop up on it. Okay, this is a prime example of like a spring summer Jacquemus piece, and I got this in the winter time. This bag almost looks like it's raffia. So on the website right now, they're doing a lot of denim this year, which is just a heavily sought after spring trend anyways. So I feel like every brand is going to try to incorporate denim in some way, form, or fashion. And I do think that denim is a great spring piece, especially during the spring, because some days it's cool and some days it's warm, and denim is kind of like that nice medium. But at this current moment, for one, just for me personally, the only thing that I want to add to my wardrobe is sandals, dresses, or tops. I have a ton of bottoms, and I do feel like I have bags in almost every single color that I just need that are essential. So personally, they are killing it with the tops. I do have a t-shirt from them that is coming in the mail. Super cute cutout, and then it has gold detailing. I love gold also, even though silver is super trendy right now. And then they have a couple of bags on my radar. Now I'm on a fence about the bags because Brandon Blackwood is also launching his collection soon. This has nothing to do with this video, but I just wanted to put it out there, and I saw a similar bag. This is the bag that I really want from Jacquemus that I think would be a great spring summer staple in my wardrobe. It's just over the top. It's just beautiful, and I think that it would last a really long time. And I have a dupe of an older Jacquemus bag, and I wear it so often. Like, I literally bring it out every year, and I've had it now for about 3 years. So in my mind, I'm just like, just invest in the actual bag that you want from the brand that you want. And I love Jacquemus pieces. They tend to last long, so I would definitely keep everything that they are doing for spring and summer on your radar, because I'm telling you, it is going to be a hit, because this is just one of those brands that just gives during this season. The next brand is going to be, do you know, it's Gaia. Come on. Gaia really made their fashion footprint with a couple of pieces. One of them is those like acrylic or pearl bags that everybody was knocking off at one point in time, especially like a couple of years ago. That cutout dress, y'all know the dress that covers up the boobs and it has a little cutout right underneath it, but the rest of the stomach is covered. Yeah, that dress. Their platforms, they tend to do wooden platforms every single year, and I love that from Gaia. Screaming, literally screaming spring and summer. It is screaming come outside. It is screaming let's play and look good while we're doing it. Gaia kind of gives like a sexier vibe, I would say. Jacquemus almost gives you like menswear or classic pieces that have this twist to them. Surprisingly, I do not purchase their clothing items. I feel like their clothing items are just, they're expensive. Okay, so to me, the clothing items go a little bit more expensive. Now, of course, they do sales, and I do feel like the sales are pretty affordable. The pieces are like in the $200, $300, $400, $500 range, which is not too bad. Still a mid-range luxury brand. But what I really love about Gaia are their shoes and accessories. To me, that's what does it, because they do spring and summer shoes like no other brand, and you can always count on them. The pieces are very interesting. They're almost like works of art in terms of a spring summer shoe, and they're typically pretty comfortable. Now, I have killed myself or almost broken my ankle in a pair of Gaia platforms, but I was outside. I was in Las Terrenas, Dominican. Listen, it was a different time. From them, I'm going to leave the shoes that I like. I have right now 2 pair of shoes that are on my radar. I'm just like, I want these. They're platforms. I love platforms. And platforms make me look so tall. And your girl is short, so I like the height. And for the most part, they are easy to walk in. I just would be careful, you know, to not do too much, okay? Outside of Gaia, the next brand is newer to me. In terms of, I've only really known about this brand for maybe like 2.5 years, maybe 3 spring summer seasons, but that might even be pushing it. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a newer brand to me, and the name of the brand is Bao Bab. They consider themselves a resort wear brand. And what does resort give? Spring and summer, because that's what it is. It is definitely resort wear. I love this brand, and I could be a little bit ahead of myself, but maybe it's more of like a summer brand than like a spring. But I just personally feel like summer and spring, the weather can kind of cross over a little bit, a bit, especially here. So I'm throwing this in here anyways because this brand is just spectacular. They definitely do give resort vibes. They do a lot of bright colors, and that is what really kind of drew me to the brand, because I haven't seen the brand do any neutrals. And even now that I'm looking on their website, the closest that they have to like a neutral is really like just like a yellow or like a gold or some form of like a muted metallic or something of the sorts. But I feel like they do a lot of play on color, and I love the way that they combine colors. I love the way that they do ombre. They've been doing ombre for a long time, or as far back as I can remember. So I just think that this brand is pretty spectacular. I think that the price point is actually pretty good. So it looks to me as if most of the prices are under $350. They also do amazing swimwear, but I think that this is an overall great brand. They do sell it at Revolve, but my favorite things about this brand are the dresses, which is probably why I'm more drawn to them now, because I want to add more dresses to my wardrobe, because that's really kind of like where my wardrobe is at. Check it out down below. Bao Bab, she is that girl. Okay, number 4 on the list is, I'm sure, something that I've talked about so many times on this channel, and I was tempted to not even mention it because I was like, girl, here you go again. But the brand is Andrea Iyamah. She gives, you know, it's a black owned brand, probably the first, one of the first black owned brands that I ever knew about, and her swimsuits were everywhere. But she also does clothing, and I think that that's really, really important to note. Andrea Iyamah might lean more summer for sure than spring, but again, it all depends on the weather where you are. The last 2 brands that I have, they're more like elevated. They are classic pieces, but over the top classic pieces, very statement classic pieces. So I guess the best form of classic pieces, and one of the brands is going to be IJAY or IJAY, whatever you want to call it. This brand is like very girly. It's very statement but girly. They do amazing dresses, and I'm gonna put them more in the spring category because the fabric on their pieces is thick. Okay, so I think that they lean more towards spring, because in the summertime, in an IJAY dress or in an IJAY dress, I sweat, because I'm like, girl, this fabric is heavy. It's thick. It gives what it needs to give. It definitely gives quality, but it's too warm for the weather that I receive here. That's like 100 degrees and humid. I can't do it. I can't do it. I need something thin on my body. I need mesh during that time, and IJAY is not giving that. Okay, that's when I'm gonna put on a Bao Bab piece. This brand is great, especially when it comes to dresses. I cannot stress that enough. The girls have been raving about this dress with the straw detailing at the end. As far as I'm concerned, it is sold out, but the dress is beautiful, and I wish I would have got it when it wasn't sold out. Now that I'm looking on the website, they actually just launched slides and bags, so I think that that's really cool that they actually have like these extra accessories now. Some of them are cute. Slides are kind of giving was that Dior? It was a brand, or Chloe. Somebody made up some slides that were similar to this, so I love that for them. But yeah, statement tops and dresses, IJAY is your girl. And then the last brand, I think that it could be like a little controversial in terms of like spring, summer, but I'm gonna tell you why I picked this particular brand. She's classy, she's elevated, she does all the things, and that is Awake Mode. Awake Mode. Let me tell y'all, I have been on Awake Mode for years, probably like 5-6 years. Awake Mode has recently truly blown up, but I'm gonna tell you why. Awake Mode does very classic pieces, like they're gonna do a button down, they're gonna do a maxi skirt, they're gonna do almost like office wear pieces, but Awake Mode has a way of twisting that piece, and their pieces are always so interesting, literally. And I'm putting them in the spring summer category because they do pops of color so well. Now don't get me wrong, they're gonna stick with that black and that white as like a classic staple, which I think is like year round, but when they give you color, they give color. They just will pop it off with these bright, beautiful pigmented colors. And I have an example. So these heels, tell me these don't scream spring and summer. These are some Awake Mode heels from like 3 years ago. They always do this toe detailing. They've been doing toe detailing for quite some time, where it's like mismatch on the shoe. So if you look at the toes, the detailing is mismatched. One of them goes around the big toe, one of them goes around all of the other toes. They do this a lot. Very often I have like 3 or 4 pair of awake mode shoes. All of them have toe detailing. The bags, they do these knot bags that are in these beautiful pops of color. I have a yellow one and a lime green one. And this is why I feel like they fit so well in the spring summer category, is because they are going to give you those bright pops of color. And every single time, so now on their website, they, oh my gosh, the shoes, oh, the shoes, okay, they have these amazing skirts right now that have been very popular too, with like the cutout skirts, and they have them in blue and green and red and yellow. We love that. But right now it is the shoes, and they're doing a lot of denim right now just because everybody's doing denim. But if you go into the shoes, they are now doing like more of a muted blue, more of a turquoise, and they're quilted. Oh my god, I don't know, I love awake mode because I just feel like these are pieces that are really going to be timeless. Like, it's like you're timeless fashionista. It's like you've been, if you're an awake mode girl, you've been into fashion. That's what it kind of gives, because you can't ever actually pinpoint an era where these pieces belong in, but they fit across the board, and the pieces are just so good. So I know that they're currently having some new pieces coming out. I do feel like right now they're a little bit behind on the launches because they just came out with a fur bag, and I don't know why. But anyways, that's besides the points. That's why I actually kind of left this brand at the end. It is one of my favorite brands, but they're lagging a little bit. But what they have coming, what I've seen, I'm like, y'all finna kill it. It's just taking y'all a little bit of time to get it out there, but y'all gonna get it out there. And when y'all get it out there, the people are gonna be shooketh. So those are like, what did I give y'all, like the top 5 or 6 brands that I think that you guys should be checking in on for spring and summer, especially to add new, interesting, out of this world, cool girl pieces to your wardrobe. Those top 5 brands, check out all of the links in the description bar, because I am going to link everything and try to like curate almost like a little board for each brand on my Like to Know It, and post it on there with the links. So make sure that you head over there, check that out. Of course, all of my outfits and things are typically on my Like to Know It. If the pieces are still available, I'm going to put them on there first, because I can leave links from multiple brands on each post. And I love that, because it just makes it easier for y'all, and you can see everything in one place. Click on it, and it also shows you pictures of each of the items and the price. And if you don't want to buy it now, you can love it on your Like to Know It app, and then, you know, get it whenever you want to get it. And I think now that they even notify you when the prices have dropped. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Can we get into the makeup? And so I did this red eyeshadow look inspired by a look that Rihanna wore. All right, bye.